consequences of her actions. The chapter opens with Carrie at the doctor's office, receiving confirmation that she is 1 month pregnant. The doctor advises her to make a quick decision about whether to keep the baby or undergo an abortion. He warns that the longer she waits, the more harmful it will be to her body, especially if she eventually needs to undergo an induction surgery. The doctor also advises her on the importance of taking care of her health if she decides to have children in the future, emphasizing that she should avoid taking random medications or undergoing risky tests. She leaves the doctor's office with the test results in hand, but is consumed by a sense of helplessness. She finds a place to sit outside the hospital, feeling lost and unsure of what to do next. Her thoughts turn to her parents who are in jail, and she wishes they were outside to guide her through this difficult time. She reflects bitterly on the series of events that led her to this point, blaming Cameron for her current situation. She believes that if it weren't for Cameron, she wouldn't be in this predicament. She harbors resentment towards her sister, noting that Cameron, despite being married, is not pregnant, which she sees as retribution. As she sits alone, she pulls out her phone and scrolls through her WhatsApp contacts. She sees that only her parents and younger brother Trenton remain in her contact list. In a fit of anger, she had previously deleted all of her other contacts. She recalls how, when she was the second young lady of the Newman family, she had many so called friends who surrounded her, eager to enjoy her company and the privileges that came with her status. However, after her parents' downfall and her own subsequent troubles, these friends abandoned her, revealing their true nature. Some had even refused to see her after she was released from prison, treating her like a stranger. The few who still cared only sent money through intermediaries, but their gestures felt hollow and insincere to Carrie. Her family's relatives had similarly turned their backs on her. Once her parents were no longer in power, these relatives, who had once treated her better than their own children, now avoided her like the plague. Even her father's sisters and their families had moved out of Wilspoon overnight, fearing Cameron's revenge, leaving her completely isolated. This abandonment by both friends and family leaves her feeling utterly alone and betrayed. In her loneliness, she decides to reach out to the one person she feels she can still rely on, her younger brother Trenton. She sends him a message expressing her distress and asking if he is free to talk. However, he doesn't reply immediately, likely because he is in class. As she waits, she is overcome with regret. She reflects on her past choices, particularly her decision to neglect her education and drop out of school. She realizes that if she had focused on her studies and kept her distance from Cameron, she might have avoided much of the trouble that befell her. Her involvement in bullying Cameron had led to a confrontation with Serenity and Elisa, which in turn exposed the misdeeds of her parents and ultimately resulted in their downfall. She now sees that her own actions played a significant role in the unraveling of her life, and she is filled with self recrimination. Just as she is sinking deeper into despair, her phone rings. It's Trenton calling her back. The sound of his voice brings a rare moment of warmth to her heart. Trenton, concerned for his sister, asks her what's wrong. Overwhelmed by her emotions, she breaks down in tears, finally allowing herself to express the pain and sorrow she has been holding inside.